Morning, sleepyhead.
Morning. Oh, have I forgotten an occasion?
We don't need an occasion to have breakfast in bed, do we?
Well, I suppose not.
I seem to remember breakfast in bed every morning, being high on our list of things to do when we retire.
Our bucket list, I'd almost forgotten about that.
You eat up all your breakfast like a good boy. We could cross off what was top of the list for the day. Remember what was top of the list, don't you?
Oh, duty calls, Peggy.
Seems like the storm has cleared the air.
Is that so?
Didn't you hear it? It sounded like the Trojan Wars. For once, it wasn't my snoring.
Heston, if all you can talk about is the weather, then I'd rather not talk at all.
Our young chap's in fine voice this morning.
Jonathan at last. I don't know what to do with him. You have a go.
How long have you been up?
Oh, 4:30.
Oh, you should have woken us. I wouldn't have minded.
There's nothing you could have done. I've fed him, I've changed his nappy, everything. He's just absolutely knackered, but he won't go to sleep.
I beg to differ.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Just needed a man's touch.
Jonathan, you're a lifesaver. Is it okay if I leave him with you for half an hour or so?
When he sleeps, you sleep. Off you go. I've got a whole night in the bank.
Thanks. Night, Mum.
Why don't you put him down? We could get back to our list.
Best not risk waking him. If you could be a love and get my book, that'd be great.
We open in 20 minutes.
Oh, this isn't a patient. This is Scott. Scott, this is Ruth.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, Scott. They're so pink.
I was going to do the cliche and get you red ones, but these seem more you.
Oh, I love them.
Just say thank you for the other day. You made it really special and meant a lot to me.
Oh, girl does what she can.
Anyway, when I pay you back, come out with me tonight.
I've kind of made plans with Simon.
Oh, right.
But you can come too.
Really? Oh, that'd be great. We should go to La Botaille as an amazing Chateauneuf de Pape.
I don't think that Simon's much of a meat eater.
You'll both love it. Trust me.
I can't understand how you can act like this.
I'm not acting like anything.
Don't treat me like an idiot, Heston. You're pretending as if nothing has happened.
Well, nothing has happened.
You call shutting me out for days nothing.
I don't want to discuss it.
You can't expect to just pick up where we left off.
Why not? That's the end of it. I just want to get back to our lives.
How can we go back to how it was? Then I was under the impression you didn't have any secrets.
Look who's talking.
Back then, I was under the impression if you had a problem, you'd share it with me. We're supposed to be life partners, remember?
I'm not the one making this a problem.
You're brushing it under the carpet. You have to deal with it, Heston, otherwise you'll never move on.
I refuse to be psychoanalyzed by you.
I'm not trying to...
I need my space as well, you know.
Fine. If that's what you want, you can have all the space in the world.
Enjoy the show?
So, come on then. How wonderful is it being a grandmother?
Oh, he's a little angel.
How's Jonathan coping with having a baby in the house?
Couldn't be happier. Can't do enough.
And that's a bad thing because...
Jonathan is utterly devoted to Michael. How can that be a bad thing?
Enter.
Just put it on the desk, thanks.
I was getting a bit worried.
Ruth, this is none of your business. Now, if you don't mind, I have work to do.
Make sure his head gets lots of support.
Yeah, I do know how to hold a baby, Jonathan. Hello, gorgeous.
It'll have to be a quick cuddle, I'm afraid. He's had that nappy on for an hour and his next feed's due in 5 minutes.
Well, he seems all right to me.
He does tend to wriggle around a bit when he's hungry, so make sure you've got a good grip on him. Actually, I think he might be a bit hot. Does he feel hot to you?
No. No, he's fine. Am I allowed to take him through there?
Of course, I've got after you.
Hello, gorgeous. Aren't you beautiful? Yes, you are.
What's wrong with you? I'm pressing enter. 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 Did no one ever teach you to knock?
You said enter, so I just entered. What seems to be the problem?
I can't get rid of this page. It says press enter and I'm pressing...
Time number lock. Anything else?
Yes. Would you send in my next patient? Stupid machine.
Morning, all. Hi, Julia. How's my little one?
Oh, he's just perfect.
Not so perfect at 4:30 this morning, I can tell you.
Well, just be thankful that you got 2 willing helpers on hand.
Oh, yeah, they've been great.
I only wish I could do more.
What, like breastfeed him?
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I'll put the kettle on.
So how do you think you'll cope when you go back home?
Julia, he's only 3 weeks old. I think that's a bridge we need to cross when we come to it.
Actually, I was thinking of moving out over the weekend.
What?
Yeah, I've been meaning to say. It's been on my mind a while. I think we're pretty much ready.
Could I have a word? Excuse us. You can't be serious. You're nowhere near ready. How would you have coped this morning if I wasn't on hand?
I'd have found a way. Jonathan, I'm not staying here forever. He needs to see his home.
And what about me?
What about you?
You're just going to take him away from me, and me from him, just like that.
You'll still see each other.
You don't understand. I've never felt anything like this before. I feel so blessed to have you both. Please don't take that away from me. I love you both so much.
Out the way, you two. I'll be mum. Everyone having a cup?
Yes. Peggy, have you seen this rash on Michael's hand?
What rash?
Peggy was the nurse. Let her take a look.
Well, come on then. What is it?
Looks like eczema. But at his age, it's best to get it knocked out.
Well, we can take him to the mill.
It couldn't be more you. Doesn't stop the fact, though, that he was here and I didn't get to meet him.
Sorry.
Which one of us are you embarrassed about?
Actually, I kind of arranged for him to tag along with us tonight. I didn't think that you'd mind.
Mind? I can't wait. Where are we going? Not some snooty wine place, I hope.
Something like that. He doesn't have to come.
You are embarrassed about him.
No, I'm not.
Me, then?
Don't be soft. Scott's lovely, and you'll like him. I'm just not sure if he's the one.
Really? Tell me more.
Oh, very subtle. Have neither of you got anything better to do than tittle-tattle about your colleagues?
We would just...
Back to work. Both of you. Now!
Thank you. Oh, Heston, seeing as you've had 3 cancellations today, would you be up for squeezing in an extra patient?
Oh, yes. Heaven forfend that I should leave on time for lunch for once.
Who's rattled his cage? Don't think he's quite himself today. Do you think it's got anything to do with that woman that was asking about him? I don't know. You all right? Yeah. I've got to do something that I'm not really looking forward to. Peggy?
Michael Thorne, Dr. Carter will see you now.
It's okay. You stay there.
Have a seat. How long have we known each other?
Oh, let's not work that out. Being a grandmother's making me feel old enough.
Well, long enough for me to know when something's not right. Now, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
It's just Jonathan. He's changed. The closer he's got to Michael, the more distant he's become with me.
Well, Sarah said that she'd be moving out soon. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Well, you've seen how he is with Michael. He can't bear to be apart from him. Like if Sarah moves out, what's to stop Jonathan spending every day there?
Peggy, look, this is really hard for me to say, but I saw something at your house this morning which I think you should know about.
So what?
They kissed. Well, actually, I think it was more him kissing her, to be honest.
Sorry, who are we talking about?
Jonathan. He kissed Sarah. I mean, I know you may think it's ridiculous.
No, not at all. It's the next logical step.
How do you mean?
The three of them. One big happy family.
Panic over. It's just eczema.
Panic over. It's just...
It's not what you think.
I've not gone off Scott. I like him. I really like him. I think that things could be serious between us.
So, what's stopping you?
Well, it's just little things.
I'm not sure I need to hear this.
Well, in every other way, he dresses really well, but for some reason, he just wears the most terrible shoes.
So you're going to dump this otherwise pretty much perfect Adonis because of his choice of footwear?
Well, it's not just his shoes. He's so much smarter than me. All that stuff about wine, I don't know what he's going on about half the time. And he listens to classical music. And who else, apart from Heston, listens to classical music? And I know this might sound a bit daft, but I always thought that I'd end up with someone not quite so tall.
You stopping for air, or is there more?
I'm being daft, aren't I?
No, not at all. Those things are important. You know, maybe if you put a different spin on them, they can work to your advantage.
You've lost me.
Right, put it this way. You're going to learn an awful lot about wine and classical music. And if ever you get a double chin, then, well, he'll be too tall to notice. And you'll never be stuck for a birthday present because there'll always be shoes to buy.
So you're saying that I should just make do?
No, not at all. I'm saying opposites complement each other. Yeah? Take Heston and Lily. They're chalk and cheese, they make it work. You know what I mean?
I've always wanted kids. My mates think I've been looking for a father rather than a life partner, which probably explains my string of failed relationships.
No, I've just been unlucky, that's all.
Well, one fiancé breaking off an engagement, that's unlucky. Maybe even two. 3 is more than just bad luck.
Oh dear, I am sorry, I didn't know.
Mum doesn't broadcast it, unsurprisingly. No, the point is that after that third time, I knew there was no Prince Charming for me. I was turning 40 and time was running out. I know it was selfish, but I don't care. I was having a baby, with or without a husband.
Oh, yeah.
Did Mum tell you it was an anonymous donor?
Yeah. Why, wasn't it?
Oh, I tried. I'd pretty much given up hope until a volunteer came forward. Jonathan.
He's the baby's father?
I didn't have any other option.
Sarah's your stepfather.
That's never come into it. We made a deal, the 3 of us. Whatever the biology, Jonathan and Mum are his grandparents, end of.
Well, that certainly explains a lot. Doesn't explain this morning, though.
I have no explanation for what he did this morning. I mean, he's never tried anything like that before. Heaven knows what was going through his head.
You know, for what it's worth, until you stop treating Jonathan like Michael's father, he's never going to be comfortable being his grandfather.
They are beautiful. Oh, Blush, aren't they?
Oh, what?
Blush. It's the name of the rose. Hang on. They signify gratitude, appreciation, and love.
Oh, I didn't know that you were such an expert.
Oh, my ex was. You're right.
Yeah. It's just Scott. I like him. I really like him. I always thought that there was someone out there that you were just meant to be with.
Mr. Right, yeah.
Exactly. And Scott is Mr. Almost Right.
Mr. Almost Right's not bad, you know. If you wait around for perfect, you might be waiting forever. Cherry, if you're looking for a reason not to go for it, you find as many flaws in Scott as you like. But if I were you, I should focus on the rose, not the thorns.
You're quite wise, aren't you?
Peggy, please, just open the door.
No! Go away!
I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, if you don't, I do. Well, I was busy trying to keep our marriage alive. You were having it away with my daughter!
That's not how it was.
It certainly wasn't. That was the first, last and only time he's ever tried to kiss me. I swear, Mum.
It was just me, stupid me.
What were you thinking?
I wasn't. I was confused.
About what?
I don't know what's happened to me. Michael's made me feel like nothing I've ever felt before. I never expected to feel like this. That kiss meant nothing. I just didn't want Sarah to leave. Sort of losing Michael scares the life out of me.
Well, what about the thought of losing Peggy?
It's just as frightening.
Come in.
Sorry, she needs to pick up your notes.
Ruth, I owe you an apology.
No, you don't.
No, you've borne the brunt of a particularly foul mood, and I'm sorry.
You made up with Lily?
Lily is, without doubt, the most secretive person I've ever met, and she wants me to be an open book.
Maybe she feels vulnerable.
This is Lily we're talking about?
Or maybe she thinks she isn't enough for you. Maybe she thinks you still have feelings for your ex-wife. Daniel says she's very beautiful.
Yeah, like Delilah. No, I'm sorry. She has more self-esteem than the rest of us put together.
Well, you know her best. I'm just saying that maybe this vulnerability is another one of her secrets. Good night.
I mean, as parents, we all understand that overwhelming emotion that Jonathan must be feeling. It can be very disorientating.
It affects your judgment, I can understand that. But how do you expect to cross anything off our list if you're off playing daddy?
I didn't realise I was.
We were going to go to India, we were going to take art classes, all those things we couldn't do in our previous marriages.
We still can.
Well, hang on, this isn't just down to Jonathan, you know. I mean, for goodness sake, who thought that this was a good idea in the first place?
I knew it was a bad idea.
You never said anything.
I couldn't think of a good enough reason to deny my daughter what she wanted more than anything else in the world.
Well, you must have realised that something like this could happen.
I thought Jonathan and I were stronger.
And you, Sarah, I mean, surely didn't you see what this was doing to these two?
Mum, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. We've done it the hard way, but I don't regret what we've done. I'm so proud of you. He's the most beautiful grandson I could ever wish for.
I want you two to be okay. We're going to need you so much in the years to come.
It's a lot to come back from.
But we can try.
Well, in that case, maybe it would be better if Sarah moved out as soon as possible.
Julia's right. Michael and I need to start our lives as a family. No, we're going tonight.
Oh, we were meant to be sampling fine wine.
Well, I didn't really fancy chavvy, naft paps, so I told him to meet us here instead.
Well, you don't think he'll be put off?
Well, if he is, he's not the man that I thought he was.
Hi, gorgeous. And you must be Simon. Good to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm afraid that wine is off the menu tonight, Scott. Are you all right with a cocktail?
Why not? In fact, I rather fancy a pink lady.
I met Christine at St. Phil's. She was an administrator way out of my league. You don't need to know all this.
I need to know it all.
She made all the moves. I was flattered. My friends told me to steer clear.
Why?
She was a man-eater. Seemed ridiculous. She was talking about having children and growing old together, and I fell in love with her.
Go on.
We got married. It all started to go wrong.
How?
We argued all the time. Nothing I could do was right. I was trying to make my mark at the hospital, so I was permanently stressed and tired.
And then?
Then all my problems went away. She was pregnant. I was going to be a dad.
Stephen.
I always wanted a boy. There he was. I was born to be a dad. I was a natural.
So what did you do?
Cut down my hours at the hospital so we could spend more time as a family. That just spent more time to argue and she told me about Jerry.
Who's Jerry?
I can't do this.
You can't stop now.
I thought I could do this. I can't.
Who's Jerry? Heston? Who's Jerry?
Stephen's father. Jerry is Stephen's father. They'd been having an affair for years, and now she was leaving with him and taking Stephen. In that one moment, she took away my whole life. She destroyed me.
Did you ever think she might be lying?
My lawyer said we should do a DNA test. For once, Christine was telling the truth. My baby wasn't mine.
Surely you had rights. He spent 2 years as his father.
Oh, she gave me access, grudgingly. It was awful.
Tell me.
I moved to Scotland. Tried to visit as often as I could. But it's clear they wanted shot of me. On my last visit, they told me about Jerry's news. He got a job in Dubai. And on top of that, I mean worse than that, over and over again, all afternoon, Stephen was calling Jerry Daddy.
Oh, Heston.
I'd lost. They'd won. Did what I had to do. Kissed Stephen goodbye. Walked out of his life forever. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. There hasn't been a day I haven't wondered how he is, what he looks like. And now they're back. And she's dying.
I haven't finished this one yet.
No, I ordered that for you. I want to check your credentials.
You're what?
He's meant to be a wine merchant, isn't he? Should have a finely tuned palate. I want to see what he makes of that.
Well, first I'd assess the colour. The blue is particularly dense. An old vintage, maybe.
In this place, I'm not surprised.
Oh, the nose is quite flowery, and yet offset by the sweetness of the half an orange shoved in there. Now the taste. That was good. Let's have another.
I'll go and order.
She's seeing an oncologist, I know. He's very good. So I wish her luck and say goodbye. That's it. Now you know it all.
I had no idea.
That was my intention. But you were right. I feel liberated. I'm shot of her. Now we can get on with our lives.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Because Christine sounds like someone who lives for manipulating others. People like that rarely change.
Oh, she hasn't changed.
Then why has she really come back?
Hello?
When was the last time you went out?
Over a month.
You've got paint on your face.
Dean, are you in there? Please, get out of my way. Be strong, all right? Fight it. Fight it.
Heston likes strong women. You're safe.
It's probably a safe I don't even know about.
Tell her to go to hell.
Jessica won't take it lying down, solving crimes without leaving her own bed. Next on BBC1 Scotland, in Murder, She Wrote.